I do think it's important for your girlfriend to understand that you have other things going on. And here's a big one. I think it's important for whoever you're dating to know that other women find you sexually attractive.
I love a guy who like gives me no attention. I love it. Like if you text me or call me too much, like I will never speak to you again. I love a guy. I love it.
I love how like 5 minutes.
Love it.
You're like, I am obsessed when they treat me like absolute shit. And then also guys all in Miami taking notes right now.
I'm being dramatic. Like I just don't like someone who is too mushy gushy and all over, you know?
Yeah, I
just
feel like
give me some space because I don't. Do you like horoscopes? Like, do you believe in that at all?
Yeah, I do. What are you?
I'm a Sagittarius.
What does that mean?
I feel like I like to be very like independent and like I don't like to be bothered. I don't like to feel like trapped,
smothered.
Like, if someone makes me feel smothered, I will run so far away they'll never see me again.
Dude, I'm a Leo. I'm like, if I feel like I can dominate you, like I will literally eat you alive and I will never speak to you again. Get out of here with that bitch
so
boy
you need
energy.
someone to like match your energy and like test you. I love someone who like
flirtedly
shits on me, kind of. Do you know what I mean? Not like too much, because there's guys in Miami who will go in on you and actually make you feel like the biggest piece of crap in your life.
Right, you're like,
that's their way of flirting. But I just a little bit of like a tease. Also, a thing for me is I have a hard time giving or receiving compliments. So that works better for me if we can like shit on each other and that's our way of flirting. For me, like if I say something nice to a guy immediately, and I've caught myself and I'm working on this.
Yeah.
Okay. But I will like immediately then say something, or I'll be like, oh, whatever. Like, whatever.
Wait, can we talk about...
Okay, real quick. Ladies, do any of you ladies have a reaction to that?
I actually agree with her. If my man is so focused on me and wanting to message me 24/7, what do you honestly have going on for yourself?
Because I'm also busy too, so I'm not going to message all the time. But if you wait till the end of the day to message me when you could have just said, hey, I'm busy, I'll call you later.
Wes, I think you're asking for healthy communication in a healthy relationship. And I think the two women in that video, that's a very foreign concept to them. They break up with dudes and then shit on their exes publicly.
They're not emotionally available women.
That's interesting, isn't it? It's not like they're popular or anything, right? Oh, wait a second. She hosts the #1 podcast in the world.
6 to 10 million.
Oh, that's right.
Episode.
Oh, that she does. Okay, cool. Just make sure. Anybody else? That's the host of Call Her Daddy.
That's Alex.
That was Alice Cooper. All right, anybody else?
Just like how they were kind of talking about the relationships, I feel like now that I have a boyfriend, like I have all these revelations. But like I used to be like that. I was like bitter. I was like, oh, I want somebody that is like kind of treats me like trash because that's all I'm used to. It's like, well, that's what I wanted at that point in my time. But then when you are gifted like a good relationship or somebody that still you can shit talk to, but is like not being an asshole or a douchebag and actually putting you down, it is that like balance. And I feel like they're just so stuck in like the toxicness of what they've dealt with already.
Anybody else?
I think it's absolutely like agreeing with so much with what has already been said. But when you're at a certain level of consciousness, emotional intelligence, and a level of awareness, you're only going to love and accept and embrace that which is meeting you where you're already at. And these women, it's so wild to hear that they have the #1 podcast.
No, I mean, so the top 10, there are 4 or 5 in the world for a female hosted podcast that are #1 in the world.
Wild. Well, I just think about the ripple of impact that's having.
That
on
is
people,
interesting.
And just thinking
I didn't have to say shit. That's interesting. You came to that conclusion. Anybody else?
Because it's interesting. It's entertaining.
Yes.
Because people want this drama, but a stability doesn't have entertainment like that.
Yeah,
so
interesting.
That's why people are watching it, because it gets them out of their own reality. And then what they're seeing is also what they're reflecting in their day-to-day action.
If you were a guy who's, let's just say, between the ages of 20 and 30, do you think that you get dating advice on the internet that may be conflicting or confusing to that? Give me an example. What do you think?
So.
What do you think? Are we told to be the asshole, or are we told to be the nice guy?
I think there's so much programming that is where people are told to, men are specifically told to treat women like, and because women have mostly been treated like their entire lives, especially
I think the majority of programming is not to treat women like at all.
Well,
I think if I listen to Justin Baldoni, if I listen to Chris GQ Perry, if I listen to Will Hitchens, I mean, just Derek Jackson, if I these content creators all have 3-4 million followers, and none of them are saying that.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I love that. But there also is there's both sides, and there is a lot of programming of not treating women well.
I would love it, and I think most of the guys in the chat would agree with this. I would love it if I knew I could just be so good to my girlfriend all the time and it would work out perfectly. But I'm almost 50 years old and I've been in a lot of relationships, and there's always a point where if I do everything she wants, she will punish me for it. Now, if I had said that before we showed this video, I might get in trouble. But the reality is, you guys have all agreed with this
Well,
concept.
doing everything that she wants is also not the way.
Right, it's not having
Absolutely
the
the way, because
So-
there's not
so could-
respect. There's
the-
not a level of honoring. Go
Could
ahead,
be
sir.
could the answer be for men to have some kind of boundaries?
Absolutely.
Right? Have healthy boundaries where they're like, hey, when it's put you in your place, we don't have to call you names. We don't have to use profanity. We just say, hey, honey, the thing that you did the other day in front of my clients, let's never do that again. That's outside the realm of a reality. I think what I'm hearing you ladies say, and tell me if I'm wrong, is that you would not mind if a man had strong
We
boundaries.
need them. We
Yeah, we
actually
wouldn't
need
mind that.
them. We
But I
require them.
also don't think that's what they were saying.
Exactly.
No,
I
not
think
at all.
I think they were saying they wanted men to
Treat me
treat
like-
like shit.
Yeah,
Someone had to say it.
And that is the #1 female podcast that more women watch that podcast than anyone in the world. So we can just shut down Access Vegas. We don't have to do the show anymore. You want to know why? Because Alex Cooper is doing the show for us. She keeps having one A-list celebrity on after another, telling these men, telling everyone in the audience,
Free
I
content.
wasn't ready to be with a good guy. I needed a guy who treated me like shit. And this is the whole thing. I don't ever want to I wish so badly that I could treat my girl just so good every day. But I also know that I have to have boundaries. And if I don't do that, then all of a sudden I get this massive pushback. And I'm not imagining this. This is real. But this is not the advice that men are being given. They're being given the advice that, hey, you're having a hard time in your relationship. You need to go to therapy. You need to become way more vulnerable with your girlfriend. You need to express yourself more. And yet I listen to these women who are like, I'm dating a guy who doesn't express himself at all, and I can't wait to have sex with him. That's what I'm hearing.
She's intentionally being inflammatory. I feel like Alex Cooper is to misguided women what Joe Rogan is to misguided men. Like half of her content at this point is to get reactions like this.
Okay.
She's an idiot. She's been an idiot forever. And like they just did a whole expose on her and her husband.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Being
why?
assholes.
So why do these A-list
What do you
celebrities
think,
keep going?
Anderson?
Why do these A-list celebrities keep going on the show?
I was going to say we have other.
Why?
I've got other.
She is literally the Hollywood industrial complex at this point. Why
Of
did
course she is, because it's a
I think
it's a big name
did Kamala
podcast.
Harris go on her show? Like, you can't be more chosen than that.
Well, that's pandering at that point,
Okay.
right? But the same thing with Joe Rogan. How many people go on that show and you'd be like, why would you want to be? It's because of the
I would love to go
platform,
on Joe
right?
Rogan. Joe, hit me up.
Well,
By the way,
that's
I'd go and
you,
call her
but-
daddy too in 2 seconds.
Oh man.
And
That would be
I'd
amazing
go and call and be like,
conversation.
Alex, tell me more about how you want to be treated by men. This is so great. I didn't know anything about this. So I had a long time ago, when I first started my podcast, I had a playmate named Marie Chevalier. She's sitting right next to me, and I go, Elizabeth, tell me about what you really like in a guy. And she said what I hear all women say. I want him to be caring. I actually want him to stalk me. I want him to be obsessed with me. She was joking, but she said, I want a guy who's super nice to me and he's just all about me. And then I go, that's incredible. Can you tell me about your last 2 boyfriends? And she goes, oh, they were both narcissists. What? Wait,
Yeah.
what? So the guys that you, and I'm like, I can find any one of you. You ladies are all attractive ladies. I can find a ton of guys that would be super nice to you and give you all the attention that you want, and you would not give that. You wouldn't piss on them if they were on fire. Yes, they would give you the ick. They would give you the ick. Again, Mark, I don't have to lead them down this path. Like, you can see that there's this massive misinformation campaign on how men should understand women. I absolutely don't think you should ever use pejoratives, disrespect for your girl. And if you're in a relationship and you're committed and you made a promise, don't cheat on your girl. I don't believe you should do any of those things. But in these situations, I do think it's important for your girlfriend to understand that you have other things going on. And here's a big one. I think it's important for whoever you're dating to know that other women find you sexually attractive. I think it's very important.
Which is also really
Everyone's
fun.
agreeing. That's incredible. Because if I wanted a different show and I said this,
Mhm.
everyone would disagree with me and tell me how
Would lose
toxic it
their
is
shit.
for us to believe this. That's the issue. Thank you guys for letting me cherry pick you all to be on the show here today. This is essentially what I'm saying. So I do really
I
appreciate
was going
that.
to say, so right after the Louis Theroux Manosphere documentary,
Yes.
Rob Henderson had to chime in, and one of the things he was, I can't think of a more ignorant take, but
Love you, Rob.
yeah, well, I mean,
Come on the show, Rob.
I actually, no disrespect, but it was just such an ignorant take in the sense that it's like these guys he's saying that the guys in the show are essentially saying treat that woman badly or something like that, and then she'll like you, like neg hits and all this other kind of shit, and like completely butchered, has no idea what he's talking about. But when you see something like that on Alex Cooper and she's confirming what Myron said on Fresh and Fit, right? Or somebody else said on Fresh and Fit. Now, here's the thing is, how does this affect guys who are watching that content? And then they say, well, Alex Cooper said they almost identically the same thing. And so
they'll watch that clip.
They'll watch that clip.
They'll watch that clip. They won't watch the whole episode.
What they'll do, like say for example, like I can say maybe it's a good thing to be a little bit, a little emotionally unavailable, right? I'm not saying, smack your bitch up or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, having a little bit of push and pull right there, a little the takeaway kind of thing, right?
No, it's having boundaries.
Having boundaries,
if
right?
you have boundaries, all those things.
See, here's the thing: is it goes beyond just boundaries.
Well, no. If you have boundaries, then the algorithm causes you to actually take the right action. But
if I'm defining if I'm just having the conversation, if I'm defining this dynamic, and the guys in the chat go, "Oh man, Rolo and Myron and everybody else said to just smack your bitch up," then that's what's gonna.
I think they need to get their testosterone checked.
And then
they sound like Kermit the Frog.
So what happens is they will take that video, they'll take that message, and they will take it to the nth degree. They will take it to the most illogical,
on
ridiculous,
social media,
like extreme.
Yeah. I feel like if a guy's doing it too much, like it is a dance. It's like if you are busting my balls or being a little bit too much, then that will give me the ick too. I'm like, I'm not even trying to be around here. I want to I feel like at this stage of my life, like I know when a man is like being a gentleman and showing like good gestures, and like those are things that I appreciate. But it's like it's subtle and it's noticeable, but it's like doesn't have to be like. I
think you can explain to a woman that you're seeing what your boundaries are, not raise your voice to her, and then when she exceeds those boundaries, then just walk away. I think that's something most women are not used to.
Calm, masculine.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
It's so
Isn't it funny
refreshing.
being stoic? Now,
stoic,
I see. Do you hear what she said? The 2018 American Psychological Association literally came out with a study saying that traditional masculinity, and actually used the word stoicism as being toxic. So you ladies are saying that you like it. Literally, the APA in 2018 said that this is toxic masculinity. You guys understand how there might be a little bit confusion, and then the bottom third of men have no sex, and the top 10% of men are having 33% more sexual partners? Isn't that weird? It's almost like we're being taught how to not make this work, how to not be able to actually be attracted to women. And in order for us to figure out how to be attractive to women, we have to watch super offensive podcasts like this one to figure it out.